I'll tell you what. The fact that the pyramids in Egypt are so perfect, like they were poured concrete. There's aliens out there, you know. Don't think me crazy, and they're probably watching us to see if we're worthy of, leaving this planet. They would never ever let us leave this planet and proliferate around the star systems because we treat everybody like slaves.
48 minutes of dogs barking. 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 Growl. Growl. 48 minutes of dogs barking. 48 minutes of dogs barking.
Happy 314 day there.
Yeah, buddy.
Jason, what'd you do? What'd you do for 314 day?
I got. Let's see. We got pretzel calzones at Pretzel Boy out in Kirkwood. That was
nice.
about as fancy as we got. Yeah. Yeah, we looked at a couple other things around town. There's Pie Pizzeria.
Is Pie still around?
I don't actually know.
Are we talking about a different business here?
No, it's the same. The one that Obama got when he was here.
His first controversy before he bailed out the automakers and the banks was that look at this Negro man flying a man from who even wants pizza from St. Louis? It's a cracker crust. It's not even real cheese. It's legally a cheese product.
Right. Well, that's what's funny.
Look at him, like a bummer.
Yeah.
I've had enough of Hussein. That was really like the first thing they got on his ass was like pizza.
Well, and it's from Pie, which is a place that makes Chicago style. So it's not even like
what really
even like a
what
thing.
really fucked me up about Pie Pizza. Pie Pizza was the first place I ever got food in St. Louis where I realized like this ain't worth it.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is a $23 like 12-inch pizza with like barely any toppings, but it's called Cherokee Street.
Yeah.
But it was kind of one of those things where, like, you try to tell people the St. Louis food scene's coming around, and they like to go Pie because that's like one of the few things people outside of town have heard about because of Obama, and they're like, yeah, that was just really fucking expensive. That's all that was. And I'm like, yeah, and it feels like you're going to like an Italian restaurant where the bathrooms have a real distinct smell. Like, it's not a bad smell, but like one day you're going to be
particular.
One day you're going to be walking through an airport and someone's going to walk past you and their cologne's going to be vaguely reminiscent, and then it's going to fuck up the rest of your day.
Right, because you're going to be like, what?
What the? Okay, what? How? So I know that was a bathroom smell, but now why is that like a person's perfume smell?
Yeah. Well, it's 48 minutes dogs barking. My name is Jason. This is Brian. As you may or may not know, we are from St. Louis, so 314 day is a thing around here. People go bonkers, dog shit nuts for it.
Yeah, we even the hail sound like gunshots today.
Yes, bad weather and all. Yeah,
I watched at least one person blow a red light from a full stop. Like they had been waiting, and then they were like, you know what? I'm just gonna dip. which has become so common that I see now in the city that myself and my girlfriend stop commenting when it happens. It's just like that point. That dude in the Ranger that has like no oil left in the motor just absolutely thought I could just blow across fucking
this
Hampton.
Is it. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I got this.
Yeah, people that love to get their Chinese food in their vests. Vest soda.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, fuck, man.
That's my New Year's Eve tradition is Chinese soda. It's Chinese soda.
Yeah.
My New Year's Eve tradition is Chinese food and playing board games.
It's not a bad tradition. I was actually thinking about getting some Chinese food from the local hole in the wall, but the crazy ass rain that we are experiencing kind of nixed that idea this evening. But I don't know what it is. I've had Chinese food in other cities, but apparently St. Louis Chinese food just hits a little different.
Yeah. I've noticed there's a distinct. I don't know if it's
like, I know it's definitely a way like the rice is over fried.
Yeah. The St. Paul sandwich. People love to rag on that, but man, come on.
God damn it! I've had some St. Paul sandwiches that have changed my life.
People don't get it that like that's a thing. Like, oh yeah, man.
I mean, listen, St. Louis is a dog shit town. You don't want the only thing you ever really want to do here is eat.
Yeah.
That was kind of like when my girlfriend moved
That
here.
is-
Is like this is a pretty fucking sucky place, but man, you can get fucking
badass food. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you gotta fucking like when you get like a green light when you're driving, you kind of gotta pause for a second just
in case. Yeah.
just in case. And like our public transportation is basically just to take white people to baseball games and back.
And to the airport.
But let me tell you what, man. Into the airport. Let me tell you. You want to have like the best Thai food, best Ethiopian food. You want to have if you all different types of
Turkish. There's a Turkish joint that's amazing.
Yeah, you can come here and you can get fucking fed.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll be amazed at how little you spend. Like I've been to other quote unquote food cities and been like, wow, I just spent a lot of money to be disappointed. And I could go to the east side and do that and at least see some tits.
There's that. Yes, absolutely. It's you could also.
I'm also talking about eating the buffet.
I was gonna say, yeah, absolutely.
Going over to Scarlett's and getting that $20 lunch steak buffet.
Oh, the worst prime rib you've ever seen in your life.
but the horseradish is oddly competent.
Yeah,
Like was this main house?
it's like
there's
one thing. Yeah, there's
and the sous chef is a guy that has a chest piece of meat wad getting skull fucked by Master Shake. And you're like, damn, what the fuck? He likes it. He's a little freak, and he likes it.
I'm getting dug out. I'm getting my shit split.
That's right. He's a dirty little.
Oh, all right then.
You've obviously got to play.
Welcome to the
That was
show.
Master Shake.
Yeah, that's in character.
That wasn't me with the following social security number. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
We're really going off.
Where to begin? So
how do dudes pee?
how do dudes pee, Brian? It is a eternal question, apparently, that some women have. An article, HellgateNYC.com. That's what I call New York just in general. Esther Wang, which I love it, writing, "How do dudes pee? An earth-shattering reveal. The men of Hellgate explain things to me. The earth revolves around the sun, death is inevitable, and cis men pull their pants down to at least below their butts when they pee. Until this week, those were the incontrovertible truths in my mind. Facts that were so solid and backed by science that I never thought to question them." So apparently this started because of a Slack conversation that they were having about going to the bathroom. Alden Jackson writing, "The toilet room was so small that it was hard to see how anyone standing up to pee could do so without feeling the cold wall on their backside. This kind of implies pulling your pants all the way down to pee, LOL. Esther Wang. LOL, wait. Do you not?" And then the following, the text
Do
conversation.
you want to just go back and forth here?
Sure,
on
let's
the,
do it. Let's do it.
Alden.
Yeah.
No, LOL. In fact, that's considered risible in the standing up to pee community.
Wait, I am so confused. What do you do then?
Christopher Robbins says, you unzip your fly. Alden says, you use the fly?
Right. Esther, but you still have to pull your pants down, no? Christopher Robbins.
No, Esther. LOL, Esther discovers pants. Alden, there aren't just like lines of exposed asses at urinals.
And then 2 pages of laughter. Esther replying, "Guys, my mind is blown. I'm dying."
And Nick enters the conversation. There's a front-back differential that's employed.
Max Rivendandler, like at the Mets game in the bathroom, do you think we walk and there's like 40 asses?
Christopher would never use a public restroom if that were the case.
Esther Wang, so you hold the front of your pants down? Wouldn't they start riding up?
Nick, this is where the fly comes in. Alden, you do pull the front down slightly.
And then the screenshot of the several people are typing. Esther Wang, y'all, okay, I just attempted to recreate this.
This is insane.
Yeah, and so they basically just recreate the entire Slack conversation. But she is discovering for the first time the pulling through the zipper, why the fly is there on the underpants, all of it, completely new to her. I thought that was just wonderful.
God.
Esther Wang, by the way, was previously a senior politics reporter at Jezebel, columnist for the New Republic.
Obviously, still doing the Lord's work out there in the world of
Absolutely.
journalism.
Yes.
What a great little piece.
What a fun piece. I just like that one a lot.
I have something to say about this.
Okay.
Slate here by Shannon Phallus.
It's Shannon Paulus, but go on.
The
Sharon Phallus.
The headline here is Sydney Sweeney's boobs are not that big. If anything, they're kind of average. And Jason, please scroll down. See, you know what? Here's the thing. They don't have to be big. They just have to be amazing.
They have to look a certain.
Yeah,
There's an aesthetic. Size is a relative thing. I think,
they're nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in grade school again.
Yeah.
We're like arguing whether or not girls pee out their butt.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Wait a second. Jason, I'm going to ask you to sit down.
Oh, man. Okay.
They don't pee out their butt.
Are you kidding me?
Actually, they pee out their thigh. It's like weird. You ever seen it's like a cloaca?
I get it. With the lifting of the leg. Yeah, okay. I got you. Anyway. Shannon Palace. I'm sorry, I gotta not do that. Writing a great intro paragraph. I love this one. In Sydney Sweeney, America has rediscovered that women can have boobs. So much has been made of her low-cut dress and now infamous Hooters outfit, that was a Saturday Night Live sketch, that people are insisting that she, quote, brought boobs back and killed wokeness. And they were so buzzed about this week, they're now being used to spread malware. Oh, boy.
I mean, some people are just hard up for it, I guess.
Yeah, it really must be. Sweeney's boobs are big enough, in fact, that in high school she reportedly dreamed of getting a breast reduction. But here's the thing, they're not that big. Now, if the person who owns them said in high school they dreamed of getting a breast reduction, they're big and a question. That's it.
No.
There's no more to be said. And yet Shannon goes on for quite a while. I mean,
this really does get into the granular details.
It really does.
And it's not the culture war piece that I kind of assumed it was going to be.
No, I mean,
it's really just saying how big is big.
Right. And she even goes into like different shapes from 17 magazine, like teardrop, pendulous, east, west.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit more thoughtful. I guess I've just been traumatized by all of the fucking Greek statue avatar motherfuckers, you know, saying you have a primitive mind if you are attracted to Sydney Sweeney, and it's like my dude.
Maybe.
I don't know if you've heard, man, but tits are pretty cool, and asses ain't too bad either, my friend. I don't know, maybe you need to stop reading about the origins of philosophy and learn about the origins of double D's. You know what I'm saying? As I take a sip from my non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, put down the Foucault and start reading fucking Playboy, man. Come on, let's go.
Sounds like you need to read some jugs there, son.
Oh,
listen,
jugs?
Listen, I'm sending you out in the forest. You got 30 minutes or me and the coon dogs are coming after your ass. They got your scent. Fucking cedar jasmine. And fucking red sandalwood. Fuck out of here. You're done.
So that was a piece I was almost not going to cover, but like, boy, it was fun.
Jeez, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, why did we get so weird about tits?
I don't know.
I feel like it's an American mind thing.
It really is.
I don't think they're having the same. I think like in the UK, they're probably. I mean, they got the cock destroyers and stuff. They're
sure.
A certain type of exaggerated shape, I think, in the pervert mind over there.
Well, they also do dogging, so
yeah,
they just go out and like, let's go.
Let's all fuck this guy's wife.
Yeah, like, all right.
And none of them have a podcast.
Somehow.
They really return the tradition.
Be more like Britain.
Boy.
You know, we talked about this guy once upon a time, did we not? We talked about him with one of our fellow cartoonist friends. I think we briefly brought him up. When,
I think we did, yeah. Stone Toss.
Stone Toss. Oh, boy.
A purveyor of really reactionary and racist and...
Transphobic. I mean, you name it.
Yeah. And not funny in the way that Sam Hyde is funny with that stuff. It's
even like Sam Hyde, I go... But-
yeah, I mean, again, there's a lot of Sam Hyde stuff I don't like, but every once in a while he'll be like, "Man, that's pretty raunchy," but I get the joke.
Yeah.
Like,
This
there's-
guy is his whole thing is like there's one joke and it's the trans suicide rate, and that's it. That's his whole trans joke.
or
a-
circumcision,
Circumcision. Yeah,
and Jewish people.
Jewish people
Yeah,
in
it's,
general. Yeah, Holocaust denial as the punchline. Not a good guy. Now we know the gentleman's name.
some dipshit from Texas.
Oh yeah.
Hans Christian Gabrunner.
Yeah, like Grabner or something like that.
Grabner.
Yeah, and
God, of course he had to be from Texas. And apparently,
Yeah.
it's right outside of Austin.
so they also found out via some internet sleuthing. This was the anonymous collective at acollective.noblogs.org is where you can find all this information. It's publicly available now. That this hateful propaganda guy was also doing hateful propaganda a couple years back under the name Red Panels. Red Panels was even more explicitly pro-Nazi. Even the art style kind of changed. So that was interesting. Red Panels quit when Trump was elected, and in his farewell was, "After 18 months as the creator of Red Panels, I am announcing my retirement. My decision is motivated by a bright future. The meme president has ascended to the throne. Brexit has shaken the foundations of the EU, and everywhere you look, there's a new skepticism of mainstream media. The tide of the culture war shifts." And so he took it upon himself to retire, as it were. And yet, a couple months later, here comes fucking Stone Toss. And of course, Stone Toss, being the internet Nazi that he is, had a Patreon page where he, the triple parentheses, liberalism, soy boys, all that,
Yeah.
nonsense. He sold little plushies of this guy. So that wouldn't necessarily be the whole story, because that's interesting, but is it a story? No. A couple days after this comes out, all this stuff posted to Twitter, and X just nuked the entire thread from orbit.
Yeah. Unmasking possibly one of the most damaging individuals of the last, I don't know, decade. Mm-hmm. I would say, as far as sheepdogging in hateful propaganda and tropes.
Yeah.
He's also been tied to a couple mass shootings and stuff.
Yeah, a couple of people who had manifestos had some of his comics in their manifestos as like proof of their red pilling. Let me find it here, because my favorite part of this entire document is he has, among all of his other bugaboos, a thing about circumcision. Very weird about circumcision. Let me find the post here, because they went through a lot of this guy's history, found various sock puppet accounts.
Yeah, he's a fucked up hog.
That's it. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how many things go back to like what's been done to your dingaling?
Now, this picture is interesting. Hans is in the back, fourth from the right, in a New York Magazine article for Gamergate supporters partying at a New York strip club. Notice who's up front.
Is that,
Frederick Brennan, Mr.
so
H-Han
weird.
himself. Hot Wheels up there in the front there. Hans went to Japan for a work trip, by the way. Posting on Twitter, "Finally made it to the ethno state, fellas." The Japan posts also included, "If you're a single white woman living in Japan, I know an 8.5 out of 10 tall white man employed as a programmer in the U.S. who is currently open, but probably only briefly so. Hit the DMs for details." The following post. 8 hours later, "Holy shit, I just realized you can drop the N-word in Japan and nobody cares."
So fucking weird.
Yeah, what a weird fella. Yes, got his stones tossed.
Yeah, and he's also apparently gone to great lengths to fill up results on Google with garbage links and stuff.
Yeah.
And really did some SEO life hacks.
Yeah, a very savvy fella in order to do all that stuff, because it's not something that, is necessarily easy. Had to find that post. K. Thor Jensen, future guest of the show,
One day.
edited one of the Stone Toss comics to include text from his Reddit post about his botched circumcision, the resulting dryness of my glance penis.
That creepy dog.
Oh yeah, the Venture Brothers screen cap. Did the doctor see that creepy dog dork of yours? Couldn't have happened to a worse guy, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you love to see it. I actually wouldn't want to see it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, the entire thread, every single post got reported for violating the X rules and then got nuked from orbit. But you can still see all that stuff at accollective.noblogs.org. That is the Anonymous Comrades Collective. I was mistaken. I missed a word there. A full read that is worth your time, I will say that, just to see how insidious and weird shit is these days. Now, longtime fans of the show may know that one of our first episodes never did get published. It was about a young man named Dan Quinn. Now, the short version is that Dan Quinn played football for Notre Dame, got sacked for various reasons. He was accused of assault, I believe.
Rape accusation.
He's
Always denied. And who can say?
Sure, but the principle of the thing is that drove him absolutely nuts, and he spent the rest of his time since making weird videos on the internet. Now, one of the main characters, the subject of his ire, a person he believes...
Besides his cousin Mike Tubes.
Of course, aside... I briefly forgot the name Mike Tubes. You're right. Aside from his cousin Mike Tubes, is a actual football coach by the name of Lou Holtz, who he calls Lucifer Lou Holtz. Now, Lucifer Lou Holtz on Twitter, by the way, is Coach Holtz, Coach Lou Holtz 88.
Woo! I am tugging at my neckline here on my shirt. Whoa. Oh, Lucifer Lou. I don't recall the exact dimensions of it, but I think there's also some weird Lou Holtz stuff in the Joe Paterno business as well.
Yeah, he's mentioned at least once in some document somewhere. I'll have to look that up for clarification.
But
yeah.
like Lou Holtz is both considered to be, I think, one of the greatest college ball coaches of his time. Also, apparently, kind of an amazing human piece of shit.
Yeah, complete nutcase.
Which kind of gives, unfortunately, some credence to what Dan Quinn's been going on about for the last 20 or so years.
And so the other day, actually yesterday, Lou Holtz announced on Twitter, again, Coach Lou Holtz 88. I am announcing the launch of my podcast, The Lou Holtz Show. There is no one more passionate about restoring the culture of this country than me. Not a good start. And, of course, my response immediately was, Lucifer Lou Holtz has the chance to have the best guest ever on any podcast, but he is a coward. One of these days, we're going to have to do our Dan Quinn episode, because, boy, fertile ground for stuff.
Have you watched any recent Dan Quinn?
I haven't seen anything recently. No.
I don't think I've really.
Not since he posted the one where the guy died and he's like filming himself rambling while the paramedics are carrying a dead guy out.
I don't think I've seen that.
Not
one.
good.
I just remember. I think when he was in the halfway house and he was like, Oprah, this is Dan Quinn. If you want to pay it forward and discover cold fusion, which will create unlimited energy for the world, which equals world peace, which equals the death of Lucifer Lou Holtz. I could teach you the violin, Oprah, and give you triple-digit orgasms. And it's just like his face is all bloated.
Yeah.
He's grayed up.
Not looking good.
This is the man that used to be that was once the inspiration for the Bad Boy.
The streetwear logo.
The streetwear logo.
Well, because he beat up 5 guys at Juanita's.
Juanita's?
Yeah. The inventor of the special jacket that only fighters can wear. Anyway, do yourself a favor over the weekend. Get yourself some Dan Quinn. Go Google that stuff up. You will find.
I think I've referenced Can He Beat 8?
Can He Beat 8?
Many times.
Yes.
Can you get more than 8 hits out of a weed bowl?
Single bowl, yeah. While driving, by the way. That's the funny. He's driving a Dodge Charger while he's doing it.
Remember when he got out of jail and he decided to take a Mustang for a test drive? There's just him driving down like the fucking one. And he's just going, whoa! And like just going like a solid 85 in the far left lane in Orange County.
Jesus Christ.
Just fucking amazing.
Weird, man. So Lucifer Lou Holtz, you know what to do.
Come on the podcast.
Get
We
him on the
also want
podcast.
to restore America's culture.
Absolutely. Speaking of America's culture.
One of the few things I felt was objectively good about COVID
Yeah.
was that South by Southwest was canceled.
Ooh, hot take. All right.
I don't even think, I mean, I think a couple years ago that might have been a hot take, but I think South by Southwest was when hype bands would sell out their indie cred, whatever that was, to like get a bunch of free Doc Martens, you know, and shit like that. And just, I think the spirit of South by, I think probably started really erode like about, I don't know, 13, 15 years ago.
Well, remind me for next episode. I have a South by Southwest story, but it is ridiculous, and it's going to take longer than we have. But
Sure. When I was first starting out in the world of music journalism, I was writing and taking photos for a little website called Playback STL, which no longer exists. And I remember a meeting, Laura, her and her husband ran it, was telling us that they weren't doing South by this year because a press pass was $800.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
I think you still have to pay to have a press pass for like official South by stuff. I almost went one year, probably would have had a good time.
Sure.
because, a lot of bands I was friends with were going to be playing, but I think really like a sign of integrity as a musician or creative individual is never having done South by. Like I remember asking Sean from AJJ, like, because I think they were playing St. Louis right around, because that was actually, when I saw Bert the other night at the Otoboki Beaver show, we were kind of talking about how we were kind of over South by, and the only good thing about it was that was sometimes the only way interesting bands got to play St. Louis.
Yeah.
Was because they could do their tour routing through STL.
Right.
Or like Columbia. South by was the reason that some cities only ever got certain bands to play there because they never really toured outside of the region. They, just for whatever reason. There was, I want to say, a handful of really awesome shows that happened at the Firebird and off Broadway because of South by, but that's really the only thing.
And that's because they have this big blackout radius. You can't play shows within X hundred miles of Austin.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot. Jeez.
This giant blackout radius. They showed you on a map, and I'm like, that's pretty much all of the West Coast for 2 weeks before and after the show. Where are you going to go? Well, you're going to wind up in St. Louis.
And I would also have bands tell me at the Firebird, like after South by, like talking about like, yeah, it's not really like worth it. No. Like sometimes you're lucky and you have like buzz and you get a bunch of free shit. And these are bands that are still kind of like, fucking hand to mouth.
Yeah.
Pitchfork might be writing about them, Spin might be writing about them, but like they ain't rich yet.
No. Yeah, they're not.
So like having like Volcom give them like a bunch of fucking jeans and shirts, they're like, whew.
Yeah, I don't got to do laundry this week.
Yeah, fuck, man. Okay, I've got jeans for the next couple years.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that, and I understand that part.
But ultimately, career-wise, it probably didn't do much.
You're playing like sometimes you're playing like 8 shows a day. You don't have a sound check, and I think when I saw like a huge fucking crowd for Andrew WK, like at an outdoor stage, in a parking lot, like 15 years ago, I was like, yeah, this is I don't really need to do this. To get to the point at hand, the reason why we're talking about South by Southwest here is that a lot of bands, particularly cool bands I like, bands you all should buy their records, decided to drop out of official South by showcases and events because they found out that South by is taking a lot of money from the defense industry. And was it Raytheon in particular?
Collins Aerospace.
Okay,
that's a big one.
I think Raytheon might have been on there as well. Squirrel Flower, who I saw perform with Blonde Redhead a couple weeks ago, she dropped out. Good fucking her.
Yep.
Seems like a cool lady. A bunch of other bands having this. So South by is kind of like WrestleMania, where like I know people that go to where WrestleMania is being held, but don't go to WrestleMania because there'll be lots of satellite shows, periphery stuff.
Yeah.
So people will go down there and not do anything official, but they'll go see like bands they like and stuff playing it, stuff that's off the beaten path.
Yeah, these weird little
some
sidebars.
Some of that stuff can actually be kind of fucking cool. It's the official stuff that always seems like kind of a bummer. So South by decided to really fucking double down. And
Stepped right in it.
They put out these. They stepped down. They stepped right in it, and they looked at their shoe and they said, "What's that?" They didn't even know what they were doing. Well, it tastes like old cooking oil.
Yeah.
So they put these two tweets, which I'm going to read to y'all. The Army's sponsorship is part of our commitment to bring forward ideas that shape our world. In regard to Collins Aerospace, they participated this year as a sponsor of 2 South by Southwest pitch categories, giving entrepreneurs visibility and funding for potentially game-changing work. They also, the second tweet here is, we have and will continue to support human rights for all. The situation in the Middle East is tragic and illuminates the heightened importance of standing together against injustice.
Okay.
It's a real, we see you, we hear you, but I'm not giving up the bag.
Also, the CIA will be there.
Finding out why there hasn't been a new Caribou record lately. A little deep dive there for the folks. Wow, the CIA. I'm seeing their panel. Wet works worth blogging about.
Exactly, and they're also, and this is my favorite. They're recruiting. They're recruiting. They're
actually. You know what? I heard last year their panel on Johnny Greenwood's pedal board was actually pretty neat.
Which is the one that overthrows Bolivian dictators? Is it the high pass, or is it the... Anyway, all right. But South by Southwest, don't go. Just don't go.
It's so fucking...
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, it's like, I feel like the last... I want to say probably since like 2010, there's been more reasons not to go than to go to South by. And it's a miserable thing to cover as a journalist, I've been told as well. Our friend Allison.
Oh,
when
yeah.
She worked for Vertical. Allison's a very talented individual. I wish she still lives in St. Louis because she really lights up any room she walks into. And now
just
she's
a nice person.
Just a fantastic human being. Now she's in Cincinnati spraying her pixie dust over there, and hopefully they'll learn how to eat real chili or something. Allison was telling me about once when she was working for a Vertical in between some jobs she had here in St. Louis for local publications, that like South by Southwest for her was just being basically in a hotel room for 8 hours, like uploading other people's work.
Boo.
And that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, that's not good.
I've heard other people having similar instances, like people that worked in the industry, like, yeah, I kind of fucking drew the short straw. And I had to be the one that like stayed basically at the hotel. I mean, like, yeah, I hung out at the pool and the Wi-Fi reached out there, and I got kind of turned, but like I didn't really go see any music.
Yeah, one of my favorite bands, Johnny Foreigner from over there across the pond there, probably with the best take on this. I thought YouTube Ukulele Boys Notes app non-apology was going to be the worst a real person wrote that type thing I read all year. But it's just been demolished by whoever does social media for South by Southwest, simping for the U.S. Army. Fucking clown industry, useless and dangerous. Thank you, Lexi. I assume it's Lex. He's usually the one posting. It could have been Kelly. It could have been Junior. Who knows? But
whoever posted that is on the fucking money.
Yeah, they have had no problem just being themselves on social media, which is rare. Oh,
this is a little something I sent you today.
You did, yes.
So.
You gotta read this because I can't. I'm fucking laughing. It's too good.
How about we ban KYC Gate, which is Know Your Customer?
Yeah.
KYC Gate, or heavily regulate pornography instead of crypto. I'd rather have kids making spreadsheets and aping memes than rotting their spirit. A society that prefers its citizens be watching porn and investing freely is one that deeply despises its people. Note.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm a boring Christian dad who hates how degenerate culture breaks the virtue in young men. And who, as man with a daughter,
Oh, you didn't say as man.
hates how viewing sexual exploitation, objectification, and mock sexual violence against women has been elevated to an acceptable private pastime. Lastly, I am bullish on people breaking the chains of psychological oppression and arbitrating pegs. And
Yeah.
the first response is from Skeletor Crypto.
You know it's going to be a banger.
Crypto.
Skeletor Crypto. Let's go.
He gave me dog whip hat at 20K MC. Governments can't tax you yet for jerking off, but they will for any capital gain. That should answer your question.
And of course,
These capital gain tax are ruining my Goon sesh. If you KYC gated or heavily regulated porn, it would be 100x easier to tax its consumption than to tax on-chain capital gains from non-custodial wallet addresses.
yeah, this is a real shitty take.
And then my favorite thing is Damash.
Oh, yeah.
Damash 2-222-531.
Bunch of numbers, yeah.
You know, there's a social ethical crypto project for adult entertainment exactly to solve this. Check out Poke Me HQ.
So she responded with, I'm as anti-porn as a guy can be, so I'll pass.
Ah, so he already was anti-porn. This is just do crypto instead of gooning or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can. There obviously there's a lot of not great things about the world of pornography. Not gonna act like there ain't.
No question.
I also know some people in my life that wouldn't have a decent living, wouldn't have the self-respect and pretty much anything in life if they weren't an adult entertainer.
Sure.
Because late capitalism is broke.
Right.
And if you realize like, wow, I could either have I could get all the student debt to make $60K a year, or I can make fun of gooners on the internet for my ManyVids page.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I probably would go with the ManyVids.
Yeah. Their profit sharing is pretty
So
good.
I just have to like not take my allergy medicine for a week and be snotty while topless, and some guy's gonna pay me $500 for a custom.
Yeah.
Or I can work really hard for a guy who's gonna be a weird perf to me and cheats on his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so it's like one of those things where like, I don't know, I think
Choice is pretty clear if you ask me.
I'd throw away the fucking Excedra, where the fuck it's called.
Yeah, exactly.
Zyrtec or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Antihistamines, I don't fucking need them. Mama's making money. Not saying I'm saying it's good for some people. It's not good for everyone. But this is such a weird argument that crypto, the thing
Right.
that like burns all of this oil and all these resources, is worse than pornography. And it's like, my dude, that's a divorced dad.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you notice how he mentions the daughter but not the wife.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is Stefan.
PHTEVEN strong, so Steven.
And he's got a blue check. He has a DeFi dojo.
Yeah. So you already know.
God,
I got to look at this bio. Let's see. What do we got?
The calculator guy, founder of DeFi Dojo, co-founder of DeFi Logic Labs,
Quote.
truffle sniffer, but for yields.
Okay.
Yeah, just
All right, man.
in my hunt for things that I bring to you that's crypto related.
Yeah.
These kind of guys, like the Tradcath guys, are always really fascinating.
Oh,
my
boy.
favorite kind of fucking crypto weirdo still is like the guy that lives in like Singapore that's way over invested with like what's going on with America.
Yeah. We know a few.
Yeah, like, Ian Miles Chong it's like that, but they're like crypto guys.
Yeah.
They have never been here. They've never been to the United States. They've never even visited. But they are like, they're going to retweet some Groiper, probably a Groper.
Yeah, probably.
Some Groiper account about like the moral decay of like, look, I'm in this Walgreens and there's nothing here. And it's like, well, it turns out that's actually a Walgreens that's being shut down. So that's why those shelves are empty. And it's not because there's... The left of the races are running wild here in Cincinnati, and they've stolen everything from... I'm so scared.
Yeah. You got to include the moist breathing. That's always important.
It's Tony Soprano.
Yes.
At Melfi's office type breathing. So what do you want me to do?
Yeah, it's that guy. And it's just it's a very weird guy.
Like, what if Tony Soprano had Lou Gehrig's?
No. You know, someone is going to hear this show years down the line, and then we're going to have a new prestige drama on our hands. What if Tony Soprano had Luke Gehrig? They're going to change the names, obviously, because it's David Chase's baby, but someone is going to, like, there's an aging mobster, and he's got Luke Carrick's ALS, sorry, and it's gonna be a whole thing. And they're going to owe you some fucking money, is what I'm saying.
That's right.
I can see it
I
in
can
my mind.
have 2 shirts with buttons.
Exactly, see? Wouldn't you want that?
All right, well.
It's time for Crypto Scam of the Week, Brian.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
Speaking of bad crypto decisions, this is another one. Oh, it's Crypto Scam of the Week, baby.
Crypto Scam of the Week. What we got?
Oh, you may have heard of this, the incognito market.
I've heard of it, but I don't really know much.
So it is essentially a place to buy drugs on the dark web. Called it the incognito market. Molly White, Web3, going great, as always. Bringing us the news, as is the folks at Krebs on Security. I always thought this was a joke because there's that something awful lawyer, Maynard Krebs.
Leonard Krebs.
Leonard Krebs. I always thought it was a joke like that, but no, Krebs on Security is a real site. So Web3 saying since March 5th, those who use the incognito market dark web narcotics marketplace have found themselves unable to withdraw Bitcoin and Monero that they had on the platform. It appears that the platform had exit scam for somewhere between $10 and $30 million. Yes, making matters worse, March 10th, the website posted a message reading, "Yes, this is an extortion." They wrote that although the platform promised to auto-encrypt messages between buyers and sellers and auto-delete after an expiration date, messages were not encrypted or deleted. They demanded that users pay an additional $100 to $20,000 to have their information removed from the data set, which they promised to release at the end of May. Quote, "Whether or not you and your customers' info is on that list is totally up to you." Making people think of, yeah, this is like a ransomware group. So the full message, expecting to hear The Last of Us yet. We got one more surprise for y'all.
One last thing.
Yeah. It's the Columbo. Like, yeah, one more thing. Yes, this is extortion, all caps. As for the buyer,
this is a robbery.
Exactly. As for the buyer, as it continues, we'll be opening up a whitelist portal for them to remove their records in a few weeks. Thanks for doing business. Hey, they were nice about it. They said thanks for doing business. And then they have this. There's a payment status, a graph that shows you all the usernames and who has paid and who has not. I think that's the funniest one. I think that's the funniest one. Because
like you're still getting doxxed a little bit.
Yeah, but just your username, right? Just ridiculous. Here's a Shadow Crew. The double whammy is somewhat akin to the double extortion techniques. This is Krebs on Security, employed by many modern ransomware groups where victims are hacked, relieved of information, then presented with 2 separate demands. 1, to unlock your infected systems, and 2, to secure a promise that any stolen data won't be leaked, which is, of course, never going to materialize. The promise is just as good as the paper it's written on, as it would say. Double dipping, but doing it, I think, in an at least interesting way. Hey, you with the username that's like Donald Duck 69. You haven't paid up.
Your Cialis here that you bought from Count Dooku 420.
Yeah. Hopefully someone is not dumb enough to have bought drugs on this marketplace and use like any identifiable information in the username.
Gary from Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's John from Toledo. It's fine. He's fine.
He's cool. It's never stepped on.
No. He's got the good shit.
Wow. I just can't imagine that people got hosed on the internet. What we got? What's our topic here?
Our main topic this week is a subject that is near and dear to the hearts of at least a dozen people online. Now, I joke. It is a long-running art project called Post Secret. Now, how familiar are you with a Post Secret, Brian? You know what this is all about?
I know that it exists, and the example postcard here that we're seeing on the Wikipedia page is very familiar to me.
As I don't wish I was different, I just wish there were more kids like me.
It's not like a thing that I necessarily have like negative opinions of.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember it being like a little too twee for its own good.
Would it surprise you to know that it's still running?
Not at all.
So it is now officially 20 years old. This website was started in 2004 by a gentleman named Frank Warren. He's a conceptual artist. The idea behind the website is that you, the user, fashion a postcard with a secret on it. Now, of course, you can be as anonymous as you want to be. You just have to mail it to Frank's inbox. And he will then scan and post those secrets, post secret, and put them in this website. That is the basic conceit of it. And I think what makes it interesting is that, yeah, it's a collaborative art piece. It's been going for 20 years. There's a lot of 2004 to 2008 is when I really started getting into this.
Started out on Blogger.
Yeah, postsecret.com is still there. And they now kind of have an official looking header.
Yeah.
This is you're anonymous. You're invited to contribute anonymously. Your secret can be regret, fear, betrayal, desire, confession, or childhood humiliation. Reveal anything as long as it's true and you've never shared it with anyone before. And so they give you a basic outline. Here's our address, which is obviously the P.O. box. But, some of the more recent posts are pretty simple. A screen grab from Dumb and Dumber. I can't stand my friend anymore. I can't enjoy nights out alone because my brain thinks I'm still homeless. Sometimes I'm worried that black people think my dog is racist. I get that one.
Really? She just hates everyone.
Right. I work at a daycare. I smile and play along when the parents tell me their child is taking their first steps. What is the point in telling them that I saw the real first steps the day before? Here we go. I'm 75 years old. I masturbate whenever I can. Have for 60 years. Married and happy. There's a man who's living life.
Absolute fucking king.
I lie to my parents that I go to church. Okay. It's a secret. I'm sure you haven't told your parents that you don't go to church, but some of them are really dumb. When I fly solo, I try to pick a center seat between a reserved window and the aisle in case a couple was trying to get the whole row to themselves. That's just being an asshole. Making up lies about you that you have a boyfriend. So some of these secrets are mundane. But mundane or not, it all gets collected into this website. And it goes back 20 years. Now, this whole thing has led to an insane amount of publicity and attention on Frank Warren as kind of this leader of this stuff. Here is a posting here, the San Diego Museum of Us. Here's a giant exhibition, wall to wall, these secrets that people have sent him. Now, I wonder, because a lot of these are anonymous, this is something that I've always had a kind of a question about. How do these anonymous people feel about having their secrets in public in San Diego as opposed to just on a website? You know what I mean?
I imagine they have to assume that it could become bigger than just being put on a blog. I would hope.
I guess now, yeah. But I mean, like in 2004, you know what I mean? Maybe there's a different expectation now than there was then.
But it's also anonymous.
True. So
I don't know. Unless someone recognizes your handwriting or something. I don't know.
The chances would be slim, you'd imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a project that comes from a time when people were still trying to find things to do with the internet that didn't necessarily involve making money as the most important thing. I want to say probably the early aughts were kind of the tail end of that. I want to say that MySpace was kind of the wrecking ball that killed that dream. Not necessarily maybe MySpace itself, but other people that
culture.
It let in a lot of other things or inspired other people to do stuff.
Well, MySpace definitely was a forefront of kind of putting advertising to these teenage feelings. And we talked about it a little bit. We talked about Gaia Online, about how advertising filtered its way into this thing that was just for teens. And MySpace definitely was that same kind of vibe. Because I remember not liking it because by the time I got to it, it was already pretty corporate, and that wasn't much longer after I first heard of it. So, the real alternative kids hung out on LiveJournal until it was bought by Yahoo.
I remember seeing my brother when he first started working at Blogger, right? And was then working at Google, and he was visiting. He was in town for our dad's 50th birthday. This is a weird story to tell.
But go on.
My brother's girlfriend, who he met through Blogger because he handled one of her customer service tickets.
Yes. All right.
For better or worse, they're not together anymore. Me and her are still Facebook friends though, which is really weird. And she posted like a reel, and I'm like, she showed up at like the top bar, like under like the new post thing, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I just like made a post about Scott Pilgrim would have been like an incel shooter.
Oh yeah, that's really funny. He would have taken a belt fed to Gideon's Arcade. Is that
Barcade.
Barcade.
I still think barcades are a terrible cynical thing. But anyways, I remember like sitting there and telling them like I'm like fucking junior, maybe a senior in high school, and just being like, yeah, I hate light journals. A bunch of furries and kids that should
Oh,
that's a pretty edgy statement coming from a 17-year-old that was probably wearing like a Transformers shirt or something.
right.
No, I was wearing a bootleg white striped shirt.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah, there's actually, you know what?
Do you have a picture?
I think I have a photo. Give me just a second here.
Being that it is a site about sharing secrets, there are no shortage of weird things that happened with it. 2008, Warren posted multiple email comments from viewers that attacked various secrets posted that week, notably one from a parent insulting a teacher, one from a call operator insulting a relative of a soldier, and one from a would-be mother insulting a woman desperate to not get pregnant. This revitalized previous discussions on whether or not commenting at all should be allowed on the secrets, and I think it was wise to shut that shit down. When you start inviting comments on something
stuff like that, yeah,
that are
I
very
agree.
personal like this, I think that was wise.
So here's a photo. Oh no. That's actually I'm actually wearing a Malcolm X shirt in that, and that's out at my relative's place in fucking Washington, Missouri.
Holy cow.
Yeah, long hair and skinny.
Oh, so the dyed hair and
It's not dyed.
No?
No, that's
it's just lighter than
I had bleach blonde hair until I was about 18.
Okay.
I had like the sort of hair when I would go get my hair cut.
By any means necessary. I see. Okay.
Yeah, I think that was a different time, but here's another one my sister found. My brother is wearing one of the Abercrombie and Fitch. My brother was a Buddhist, but he thought the one of the Abercrombie, I think he had like the two wongs don't make it white shirt. But he was like, I don't know, that's a pretty good pun.
Oh.
That's the bootleg white striped shirt.
Okay.
That,
all right.
like my mean high school girlfriend borrowed one time and never
gave
it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I at one point, so it's funny you didn't go. Is that you? Because when people see photos of me when I'm like 17, they're like, "Who's that sitting next to your dad?" And I'm like, "That's me." And they're like,
No, I clocked it right away. It was just the hair color that fucked me up.
"Yeah, I had fucking ball blonde hair,
That's
and
crazy.
no one ever fucking believes it." But anyways,
Well, I do now. Having seen photos.
but that era,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be navel gazing here.
No,
but
it's fine.
Yeah, Post Secret always. I mean, it was better than the right love on our arms. There was a lot of like really pretentious stuff similar to this, and Post Secret at least felt like a little bit less like a Tilly in the Wall song being played at fucking max volume in a convertible LeBaron.
Yeah, and I think part of it is also that Frank Warren never put ads on the site, and so it didn't feel like your pain was being used to make money, even though eventually it would be in the form of like books. Because this guy's published several, I think up to 6 now, 5 or 6 books, collecting the various post-secret posts, the ones that he deems are like the really good ones.
Yeah.
Before I even thought to know any better, that was my wife's favorite site. And I bought
we
it.
should have brought her on.
I know, but she's doing some.
Hey, come on,
Hey,
we're
honey.
about to do shock.jpg.
Yeah. Hey, honey, you want to see it? Oh, we'll
The guy's wearing a squirrel jockstrap, and he's got a sawzall getting ever so close to the head of the squirrel. I wonder what's going.
Yeah.
You see a guy wincing in the corner for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And he bleeds out.
Not great. Well, they could just cut the end of that one, but
It gives it a real found footage vibe.
the Wreck sequel that no one wanted. This really fucked me up. I did not know this until today. I'm still doing research on this. But yeah, in August of 2013, one of the posts apparently contained a confession to a murder. It contained as its first secret a Google map of a geographic area with the words, "I said she dumped me, but really I dumped her," and then in parentheses, "body," accompanied by a red arrow. So Reddit users...
They pulled their underwear up past their belly buttons and they said, "We've got to solve this crime.
What a scoop!" Yeah,
I'm going to figure this out or else all my Funko Pops are fake.
So they figured out it was a place nearby Chicago, got the Chicago PD involved. The cops found nothing, and as kind of expected, homicide detectives investigated, and the Chicago police said, yeah, that was a hoax. Yeah. That was the first and only time that's happened, though. I kind of expected that to happen way earlier. I thought, it's been...
God, imagine if Nick Mullen had gotten the whole of
Oh, boy. I'm sure there's a few. I'm sure he's written at least one.
It would have been really funny if he said one that it's like, who's going to tell the Chinese they're celebrating New Year's on the wrong day? which is a Nicole Mullen bit from
when he was doing the
Thought Catalog.
Yeah.
Some of those are pretty good. The who's gonna tell the Chinese
on the wrong day. I'm sure there was one that's like, "I'm Chinese and gay."
I've been secretly adding butter to my fat friend's weight loss.
Yeah, exactly. That feels
shakes
like
when he's not looking.
That feels like a real secret post. And
I feel bad for saying my Jewish friend was a bug.
So a year after it started, I don't know if you remember this, the band All American Rejects. Oh wow! The song "Dirty Little Secret," their only hit.
I'm sure they had other hits to other people.
To me, that was their only hit. I'm sure there were others, but yeah, that was the big one. That's the one that most people remember. The video for that contains poster-sized secret posts. Then those poster-sized ones were put in an exhibition with the Washington Project for the Arts. It won a couple of bloggies, which is not an award that I give any respect to, so I'm walking away there. I'm sorry, the Weblog Awards? Are you shitting me? Come on. It's not the Webbies.
It really was the aughts.
Yeah.
I thought blogging was going to change the world, but all it did was give me carpal tunnel syndrome.
I think the coup de grace of anything where it's referenced in pop culture, CSI did not one, but 2 episodes with a post-secret-like website. One in CSI NY, where it was called Secrets U, and then CSI Cyber, where it was called Mia Fina, which was Malgasse for secret. Huh?
Secrets.
This one, I kind of want to do this one just briefly at another time, but it did inspire another one called Snail Mail My Email, where people would send physical letters of emails that they was. That's kind of an interesting take on that. Kind of a weird thing. But yes, 6 books. The last one being 10 years ago. Yeah, I pretty much figured that had run its course. I don't know how many different books you're going to do, but yeah, I mean, each one of them, couple hundred pages. Let's see here. Warren has stated that he includes a secret of his own in the books. His secret is not anonymous. He actually signs his. He'll tag on Frank.
Sometimes when we think we are keeping a secret, the secret is actually keeping us.
Is that like Udo Kier from like Das Boot or something?
I don't know. I had to do a voice, man. Sometimes I don't know where this shit comes from.
So it's been translated in a bunch of different languages. There's a post-secret Kazakhstan, which I love. Yeah, Norwegian, let's see, Spanish, Portuguese, German, French, Chinese, Korean, and there is an art project called Secretum Door, both Russian and English. Secretum Door, that's what I'm doing when I got nothing. When I'm at the Home Depot?
I forgot that we were doing this as our subject today until I got here, and I'm kind of cracking up because I was at the end of the day at work. I was bullshitting with a coworker, and I just started saying to him in the offensive accent, "You can tell me anything you want, man. I don't give a shit. I don't keep secrets." And it really blew his. He's like, "The fuck did you just say?" I was like, Yeah, man, you can tell me whatever you want, man. I don't keep secrets. I don't give a shit.
Like, all right. All right,
Also,
man.
he also asked me what I was doing after work. And I was like, I think I'm going to go home and take a fat shit. And he started nodding his head like, yeah, man, that's the play.
That's it. That's
he was
it.
like, it was
That's
like
what
one of those
you
things
do.
like, yeah, dude. Like, he was excited, man.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
But I was like, been working on this one for a couple hours.
Go fucking take one, man. Let's go.
Gotta get the green gobbler out. really hosed up the old John.
So let's see here. This was 2007 when they did this Q&A. He's asked what motivates people to post their secrets. I believe that motives for mailing in secrets are complex. Maybe someone wants to share a quick personal story about a sexual taboo or a funny experience. Other postcards show painstaking detail and raw personal insight. Some truly feel like confessions or poignant pleas to lost loved ones. I think of each work as a piece of art, but I also see some as sacred objects used by the creators to find peace or greater self-acceptance, which would be fine if you weren't selling books. I'm sorry. The minute you start selling something,
Yeah.
you know, it starts to become a suspect thing. Now, people really do think that, you know, Frank's work has done some good, and I can certainly see that. Giving someone a safe space to express things anonymously has generally been for the benefit of mankind.
Yeah.
But it's the selling books. You know what I mean? Like, it's charging admission to the gallery. You know, there's just this little nagging part of my brain that can't let go.
Capitalism really finds its way to worm into everything and take away anything precious or good out of it. What is the evil that lurks in the heart of man? I think it's a $4.99 admission fee to see someone's bared soul.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Maybe.
Isn't that just strange? Like,
Yeah.
that's what we...
I mean, everything's a racist bomb to make a buck, man. Unfortunately, that's just where we're at. It is, this thing post secret that, you know, I sometimes find it a little obnoxious. But
a touch pretentious.
I had a friend in my early 20s, and she had a roommate she could not stand. Her roommate's ex-boyfriend was a guy I used to work with at a previous job. I would remember her coming in and being like, that Mormon boy's sticking his dick in crazy. Like he don't know any better. Like, yeah, man, like she's really like attractive, has a cute haircut.
Mm-hmm.
But like she couldn't even be in the store for 5 minutes without like making people just do like this at each other. Like, what's up with it? I mean, even like the guys that I worked with that were complete fucking scumbags, fuck anything that move, were like, I don't want to do that. Like that boy's gonna like wake up one day and find like a dead dog in his front yard.
Right.
And I always got the vibe that this roommate would have been like a big post secret type girl, because I remember her apparently like her motto or like her mantra was something along the lines of like, I feel in every sense of the word.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got like proto-turf paint.
Yes.
And like a Monroe.
Yeah.
Piercing. Like,
Yeah.
I think I actually made like even a fake blog spot to like make fun of her and like send it to my friend. She's like, oh my god, if she ever saw this, she would absolutely kill you. And I'm like don't say it, because I really think she would.
Yeah, probably literally.
She
might
this
actually
is totally
do it.
someone that would run me off the road.
Right.
And like do like the roll the window down thing, and I'd be like, I guess I gotta roll my. Oh no, this is a terrible idea. Now
Yeah.
I'm being choked through the door of my '88 Toyota Camry with a luggage rack.
Just
Being
throttling.
throttled.
Yeah.
Wow. Post secret.
Yeah. Who can say whether it was a good or bad thing?
it's like drunk driving.
Yeah. Exactly right.
It causes people to get hurt, but it's also the only reason some folks get to work on time.
That's absolutely right. So,
what are we doing here, Chief?
what we're doing here is what we always do, Brian. Shock.jpg.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Shock.jpg.
This one, kids in Sandbox. Now, the kids in Sandbox is yet another flash video, because it was the thing to do at the time, which is where you would put up an offensive video, give it a unique URL, and send people there under the guise of it being something either wholesome or really fucked up, and then gauge their reaction to it. Or you just trick them into clicking it. This here is a gentleman having a vibrator shoved into his urethra repeatedly, groaning in pain / pleasure, and the actress
Oh,
seeming to relish the task. Yes.
God, it looks like a sandworm from Dune.
Yeah,
This was the prototype for the popcorn.
It's like took a mold of it. Yeah.
This is upsetting.
Yeah.
This isn't like a dainty vibrator either. This is like the kind that like your great aunt used to like get her rocks off.
Yeah, I mean it's a very classic style. I mean, you can tell
It came in cellophane from the 5 and dime it was proven to cure hysteria.
Well, yeah, it was definitely a very, very old school. That, by the way, Kids in Sandbox also
Was that the whole video?
That was it.
I'm really.
It's very short.
It's funny. It was terrible, but I was like, I could go for 10 more seconds.
Yeah.
What
happens?
What happens? Well, it's like one of those things where like I'm already in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah,
you know?
you're
I've
kind
seen
of
something. But how terrible can it get?
That's it. I mean,
Is there like a guy in the corner just eating like chicken wings, just being like, "Yo, that's weird."
Yeah, that shit's fucked up. Yeah. This was created in 1999, which was the thing I did not know, courtesy of the Screamer Wiki. 1999. LawShock hosted it. Various other places did as well. But yes, it is from a 2000 porno film. Wait. If it was created in 19... Screamer Wiki lied to me.
Wiki, get your shit together.
Anyway.
It looks like you guys were a victim of a wiki vandal.
This is from a porno called The New Freaks of Nature, which
The
does for some reason have an IMDb page.
Rod Fontana
as
Bald Man. I don't know. It only cuts off
segment Grand Canyon. I think that is the one. Yeah, Grand Canyon. I think that is that's the gentleman. Heather Lynn.
The Mute?
Heather Lynn is the adult film star mentioned here. The All New Freaks of Nature is the porno that this came from. And yes, the gentleman in question could take
It sounds like a new metal tour.
It kind of does.
Come see Seven Dust.
The All New Freaks of Nature tour.
Seven Dust POD.
Head PE.
Head PE.
Mindless self-indulgence.
They would be on the All
be.
New Freaks of Nature tour. Korn would be on that tour. Basically Ozfest from 99 onward, but yeah.
God Lives Underwater.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, they weren't a new metal band, but
they kind of fit in with that.
Man, everyone jokes about that band. I thought they had.
I liked them. I liked quite a bit. I liked it when they did a thing with Self called Wired All Wrong, but that's a whole nother.
Talking about obscure mid '90s alternative bands.
Yeah. But boy, there were at least 4 different sites that tried to capitalize on this video, trying to freak people out. And Kids in
there's
Sandbox.
the full video. If we really want to watch it, do we dare? It's an X Hamster leak, so you know it's the highest quality of smut.
All right. You know what?
Oh, God.
Just for you. No.
Oh, it has subtitles.
Spanish subtitles. 15 minutes.
I can't wait that long to come. Man, this really is a different era of pornography. Like, we're taking our time here. We're setting the scene.
5 minutes in, a guy with quite possibly the most Hank Hill ass in the world.
Well, you're going to put that dildo in my urethra. But my urethra ain't... Peggy, my urethra ain't so narrow anymore.
That's right. And that's what he did to fix it. So it starts with her fingers.
Oh... Yeah, I've
see,
seen.
That's you know what? I'm good. I've seen enough.
No, you
okay.
started.
All right.
We
okay.
have.
All right.
She lost her contact.
You got to realize that she's also got the French those
French nails
into
the. Oh. Oh, this is so vulgar.
And
man.
come on, man! What? Oh, she puts her nipple in there.
You're running out of things. Hold on, let me put the cat's tail in there. We've got.
And then she pinches the head over her nipple so that the head of his penis is pinching her nipple. And then now sit. Now she's directing way too much of this. I don't know. Put the pillow under.
Okay, she's
sitting on straddling.
She's got the thigh highs on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The massive boots and all that. Okay.
God, she's like a key holder at JCPenney's. He's really going to town.
He's doing the eating the watermelon dance there. I'm gonna skip ahead just a little because here comes. Okay, now that's the scene we saw.
We've
Now that's
seen
what we've
that,
already
okay.
seen, but it continues.
It's like she's using a juicer.
Yeah, she's pushing with her palm of her hand. Like, let's get that in there.
Just be no. She was being. Oh yeah. Oh god, it's like she's using a bottle brush.
Her face is like, yeah, this is fucking weird, but I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I mean, she got paid at least $75, and they'll give her a ride to whatever bus stop she needs to go to.
Okay.
Or pouring
lube directly. Jesus Christ, this guy's poor dick. I'm sorry. God. If it's real. Now that's my main question. Is like, wait a minute, is this real? And of course, because it's a early 2000s, the annoying Eurobeat is overshadowing any dialogues. You can't hear what they're saying to each other. It's just.
I wonder, you know what? Look at the way he's holding the base of his hog.
That's what makes me think it's not real. It makes me think it's some prosthetic. See, he's covering it in this way.
Like, I've never done that position.
Both hands? Yeah, no.
Because there's also seems to be like the sack.
Well, yeah.
There's also some darkness, some dark line there.
Very weird, very odd.
I don't know. Maybe he just has a bad tan.
Maybe. See that right there? That
there's
tells
like a little
me
pudge.
Yeah,
between his thumb and the base.
Yeah. The only thing you can hear is them going.
The bad Eurobeat. It sounds like clown music.
Okay.
Is there speaking Simlish?
Get over there and let me come on. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But then she takes her time. Like, okay, all right, let me just.
I guess we'll have to gauge whether this is a real money shot.
That's the real. Yeah.
It's a little excessive.
Yeah, there it is. There's the fake gush. Okay. See, there's a volume and consistency issue that I have with this. That's all I'm saying.
It's too much. And you're looking at the inflexibility. This is not bending like real flesh.
No, it's.
That's a shame. It's like we found out that like Santa isn't real.
I don't know what it is. And of course the comments here are going to be like, here's
actress name anyone.
Yup, it's fake. I found the guy on other porn vid and his thing looked nothing like that. Fake or not, this is hot as fuck. Not really, but all right. Hey, you know what? To each your own. Cougar Chaser 997.
I click another page of comments.
Oh God. Okay. Fake or not? First time I saw it, I blew a number of hot loads by Onan's Automaton.
Bearfax with a Z, who's British.
Yeah, from England.
Definitely not real. He can't do anything with his cock if either him or her isn't holding the base of it in case it comes off.
See,
I'm glad we're not the only ones here that are...
User 22, anyone know where I can find that track? It kind of slaps, to be honest. The cock is fake. By Dom XL says, B3 Delta, I want this to happen to me. D Wayne 723, dude, this shit still leaves me so fucking amorous. I don't even have to jerk to come when I see her doing these extraordinary things. 3 exclamation points.
4 years ago.
I hope, D Wayne, wherever you are, that you're still not having to jerk to come. That's nice. That's nice for you. So happy for you.
Open the fridge and seeing your favorite flavor of ice cream.
That's right. Yeah, it's just so great. Wow, ooh, very hot.
So hot, this makes me horny. From Biohazard, 1337. So Biohazard Leet.
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago?
6 years ago, yeah. Dragon Rider 666 says the noises they made were phony. The amount he came was fake. It looked like milk, not cum. Thank you, Dragon Rider 666. My thoughts exactly. Well, I do got to say I am glad I'm not the only one who immediately thought fake when I saw those various angles in the all-new Freaks of Nature video.
The new freaks.
The
horny boys that won't settle down.
Wow.
Wow, look at those. Oh, look at these ladies. Oh, is anyone else bow tie starting to spin?
My eyes are bulging out and I'm going awooga. Yeah.
I've turned into a wolf man.
Yeah. So it's time for the breath mint, Brian.
It's time for your mom's favorite part of the show. It's time for the breath mint.
Boy, oh boy. I think it's the first time we've had one that we've experienced together simultaneously in a while. Any minute now. And anytime you feel like coming back to the show. Really? You want... Anyway, that's all I got. It's one that we did together. Helldivers 2, Brian.
Yeah, man. You know what?
Did I team kill you a bunch of times? Is that what you're trying to
to
say?
the point I almost threw my fucking controller.
I am so bad at this game. It's ridiculous.
Because I've played with puppies.
Yeah.
And have not had TK problems. I have not accidentally TK'd anyone in any sort of like blatant, like I am bad at games sort of way.
Yeah.
You, however, we had like a really
to do
great
it,
by the skin of our teeth run. Getting back to the end of the mission, you TK'd me and then got yourself killed and we didn't have any respawns.
It was
left.
just the worst. Yeah.
But we had like done this really magnificent thing. And you just it was like almost you just like, I'm just going to kill Brian.
No, God, no. Come on. I believe in democracy. Yeah, I'm very, very bad at the game, but I'm getting better, thankfully. For those of you who don't know, Helldivers 2 is essentially Starship Troopers, but with also killer robots as well.
But like the tone is very American nationalism in space. And apparently, some people don't get the joke, and they're like, "Oh, this is great! I get to be a space fascist." And
right. We're gonna make the whole galaxy an ethno state. Like, no. That's not what.
Did you see the video of the guys are playing, and one dude's just like on the mic, being like, maybe we're the bad guys. Maybe like the bugs don't really offer us any harm, when we're actually just destroying their society. And one guy goes,
"That sounds like treason."
Sounds like treason.
They just open fire. Yeah,
fucking both these two dudes unload their clips on was a husk of a body. And I'm like, see, that's funny.
Yeah. I mean, and there is some stuff if you go on certain missions. Like there's a mission about shutting down illegal broadcasts, and some of them, when you go and if you don't just blow up the transmission station, if you actually watch whatever's on screen, it's stuff like the bugs, we were using them for fuel or whatever. Like there's some interesting stuff kind of behind the scenes. But overall,
I put probably 5 or 6 hours into it, and it's really fun.
I think I'm sitting at 9.5. Yeah, 9.5 hours.
Yeah, because I think the other night, like I was about to turn in for the evening, and like you log in, and I'm like, so I know if I play with you, I'm gonna be up for another 2 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably not good for you.
Yeah,
but yeah, playing with puppies most of the time, I'm in the back section just collecting shit and like, it's time to throw some things. Yeah.
I would say it's probably up there with Destiny, where like the competency of randos that you play with is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, and I think part of it comes down to also that you can select your difficulty. That's a big part. Like if I'm feeling like I'm not feeling so confident, I can bump it down to medium and I'm good. But if I go hard or challenging, that's when I start fucking TKing people on accident as I panic. And I'm also trying to play on this thing, which is not bad. It's an 8-bit dough. It's I originally bought it for a Switch, but it's a nice little form factor for a PC. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I actually use my Xbox controller.
Well, right, because they're compatible, right?
Yeah, I was like, actually, this works out really good. I had used my PS4 controller.
Okay.
Previously, like before I had the Xbox.
That's a pretty decent.
That worked pretty good. That's how I played Destiny a lot.
Button mapping is a little weird though, so it'll still show you Xbox inputs. You're like, no, this is not the right button though.
Some games will have the proper
some of them
the proper button labels. But I never tried it with the Xbox controller, and I was just like, let me give this a shot. Like when you were like, let's play, it's good, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh shit, this is actually kind of fun. It's like EDF, Earth Defense Force, but a little less shitty.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I hadn't even thought about EDF in a long time, but yeah, you're right. It definitely has that.
I have a couple EDF games on the 360.
Yeah,
that I'm sure are worth a ridiculous amount of money to someone else.
Oh yeah, someone's out there collecting those. And gosh, the last one I must have played would have been on the Dreamcast, because it's kind of a series that's not really changed a lot. in the past 20 years or whatever.
And the Xbox one, the first one that came out, I bought the Blockbuster I worked at for like $5 used.
Right, because nobody was buying or playing it.
It's so janky. It's so shitty. It's so low budget, but the core gameplay loop is somehow so satisfying. And I think that's kind of a similar chemistry that Helldivers is like. This isn't reinventing the wheel.
No.
There's something really satisfying about a lot of the stuff that they're doing. The gameplay loop feels good. Some people also have been comparing it to Metal Gear Solid 5, which I haven't read any of these articles, but it's like it's a spiritual successor to the gameplay loop of Metal Gear Solid 5, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but it's fun. And if you're saying it's fun like Metal Gear Solid 5 is fun, then yes, I guess I'll take that.
I think that's more where they're coming from, and I think there's specifically maybe one or two movement sets that feel ripped straight from that, because the bit where you dive, obviously it's a big part of the gameplay, Helldivers right in there, but when you dive to the ground, I was reminded of one of the movement options for Snake in Metal Gear Solid 5, where you can dive and then immediately turn and fire. That is something that kind of feels similar. Calling down weapons, that was a thing Metal Gear Solid 5 did. So I mean, there's a few, I can kind of see it, but boy, overall, it's a very different beast. Obviously, it's an online-only multiplayer. You can play single-player online, but boy, anything beyond medium, and you're trying to do solos, you got to be really good, and I am not. So, yeah, you can get a squad of 4. You can go help other teams out. It's got a lot of those sticky multiplayer things, kind of like I'm trying to think of what games are squad based where you can kind of just jump in and help other people, and off the top of my head I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, Destiny's like joining a fire team in the middle of a mission. But unlike Destiny, it's permanently third person. You can put yourself in first for certain stuff, but not recommended, because you will field of vision is way off, and you're not going to be able to see stuff coming. And
but
boy,
overall, very fun game and not that expensive. I think I was able to get it with a season pass for like under $50.
I was going to say, I mean, a lot of the stuff that you can get, which I really appreciate, it can be gotten through just grinding some levels. So
yeah,
that's
and
nice.
Some of the season pass stuff I've gotten hasn't been super useful just yet. I got like a Magnum that's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that's really good isn't further into the season pass.
Right.
And I just haven't been playing that much because like life's been a little fucking crazy.
Same.
But,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to maybe diving into it for a little bit this weekend if you'd like to join me.
Diving.
Yeah. Is your ass going to see fucking Dune with me or not, brother?
I got my wedding anniversary this weekend, which means I'm
Take
going
the
to.
wife.
Which means I know.
Freddy's.
That's what. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to see Alkaline Trio on Sunday, and then I'm driving to Myrtle Beach on Monday.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's going to be a hectic bit of a weekend.
I understand.
I would love to. You know me. I love me some space sand movies. I love me some Villeneuve. I love.
Did you see the fucking conservative fucking knob?
Ugh.
It was like it had the ugliest baby.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about, right? Someone screen capped and focused on the baby and just put my desert,
yeah,
my Arrakis, my Dune.
Oh boy, endless amount of Dune 2 memes, and I'm loving that.
They're so good.
I felt like we didn't get as many of those for the first one. I don't know. Maybe that was when it came out.
It came out, the pandemic. Yeah, in the early days of the pandemic, and I think people were kind of divided on whether or not that was a good movie. Like my brother is a big fan of the original text, and he felt that some of the themes were left out, particularly the stuff that's related to like environmentalism. Which is not at all hinted in either movie, I don't think, outside of just like, it seems bad. Or it seems like, so for him, some of the core stuff that he really liked about the books is not present.
Sure.
But for me, who felt like I wasn't a cool enough nerd to read Dune in high school, it's been a really great way to enjoy this material.
Well, I mean, I hadn't read it until the first one had come out. It was one of those things where like, it's 700 pages. There's 15 of these fucking books, and half of them weren't written by the original author. And I don't know if I want to really get into this. And I read the first book and went, you know what? I'm good. I don't want to read anymore, but I get why people like it. I don't know which ones are in what order either. So it's like,
yeah, but yeah, this for me, this text that was felt
impenetrable.
Impenetrable as a teenager is like, okay, I get to see it and I see what people like about it. And
because I was put off by Lynch's Dune As much as I like David Lynch as a filmmaker, I saw that as a teen and went, well, maybe this isn't for me.
Well, there's also the argument that all of the studio meddling.
Yeah, and David would tell you that himself.
I think pretty much everyone told you the studio kind of ruined that movie, and people have always apparently asked him, is there like the David Lynch cut? And he's like, well, if I could,
right?
But no, there isn't. And anyone that tells you they have is lying, and
right?
Fucking eating popcorn out of an old stuffed Woody Woodpecker.
He would do that. He's such a weird old man. I love him. Other than that, what you been up to? You took photos of Otoboke Beaver?
That was something else, man. I would just love to have a better hit rate of actually having a photo pass when I show up.
Yeah.
And having, I hate having to bother the people I know there and being like, hey, I don't know why I don't have a fucking photo pass. I've had a really long fucking day, man, so I need to know if I'm going home or not. Like, can you help me? I think some people realize, like, oh, this some asshole music photographer. If the guy that books the fucking room is sending people to be like, why the fuck doesn't he have a photo pass? Like, maybe I'm fucking with the wrong one.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if I've been doing this for 14 years, you would hope I know people.
Yeah, one would hope.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
At once, gosh, how many times have I talked about shooting at the pageant in Del Mar Hall? I was like, yeah, after the insurmountable bullshit that I encountered at the box office, it was a great time.
Yeah, it's peaks and valleys, Yeah.
You have to, Bruiser Queen opened up the show.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
I think the last time I photographed them was a diarrhea plant show.
Oh, wow.
At Off Broadway, I want to say like 2015, a long time ago, and it was like kind of. I was telling my girlfriend about this, but there's a really funny story. We were down at the RFT Music Awards, me and some friends. You were up in the little VIP area down there in the Grove, and Jason and Morgan were there, and I was not talking with Jason and Morgan at that time, and you didn't know this.
No.
And you invited them over to the table.
Like, hey, what's up?
And come sit down with us, and Jason and Morgan and like me and my friends are all looking at each other like, nah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm clueless. I don't know.
That was the time where I was such a fucking pariah for shit that I didn't even do.
I'm just like a puppy dog. I'm like, you're my friend and you're my friend. Let's get the friends together.
Well, like a year ago, like these are. I had like gone to Carbondale with Jason for shows. And I photographed Bruiser Queen and like photographed so many of their shows and. I was, pretty tight with Morgan and Jason. And then after all the bullshit that ruined my life, didn't really talk to him that much. And kind of weird, like walking by Morgan and like, she's like, oh, hey, Sutter. And I'm like, hey. And then like after their set was great. Like Morgan has a fantastic voice.
Yeah.
And she apparently she did try out for The Voice. And I think was like a level or two away from being like on TV, which is a fucking sham because she really has...
Oh, yeah.
The fucking jewel of the city right there.
Even her solo, actually, especially her solo work where she really belts it. But boy,
God, that fucking, when she was doing solo stuff and like Jason had like the little Casio keyboard.
Yeah. Hey.
That stuff was great. Yeah. But they play a great show. I was like kind of like thinking like, wow, 10 years ago, there have been like fucking 36 bands that could open up this show. But now, everyone's so fucking backbiting and shilling on each other that like, that's pretty much all this. It's weird to think there used to be all these weird like garage rock bands in St. Louis, and now it's just like Bruiser Queen,
and that's it. Good on them for sticking it out. Cause
fuck me. I wish the Brainstems were still around.
Well, yeah. Fuck Brainstems, Blind Eyes. I could go on a huge list about guys I wish were still around, but like
sure. But like they play a great set. The crowd liked them. Like Morgan came up and like, hey, thanks for taking photos, and I'm like. Sure, I was just kind of just warming up, but whatever. Then the next band was a band from Korea called Drinking Girls and Boys Club.
Okay.
And they were super fucking fun. All girl group. They had just, like, I don't speak Korean. I can't even, I know a little bit of Japanese just from being a fucking weirdo. And it's really just on the same level of kitchen Spanish where like, I don't know what's being spoke about in I can't understand what's the nature of what's being like, oh, they're talking about food or they're talking or they're pissed off about someone stepped on their shoes or something like that.
You can catch the vibe. Sure.
Yeah. But Korean is a little dense for me in that respect. So I can't really speak of anything about their lyricism.
Right.
Japanese and Korean punk always just has like a little bit more upbeat weirdness to it.
Yeah.
Which like is not unfamiliar to me as a St. Louisan, because apparently we are one of the homes of this new genre of punk called egg punk. Which is like really weird to see, like Lumping the Dumpers, which is a guy who hasn't done music in like 5 or 6 years. And I think he's now like a Spanish teacher, as being like this originator of like weird lo-fi like punk music. And it's like, I mean, Martin's a great guy, and like every single bit of fucking merch he ever put out sold out.
Yeah.
And barely to anyone in St. Louis, which is a hallmark of when you're actually a good musician in St. Louis, is when like it's like when no one comes to see your show. But like you go play Chicago and like you're a fucking superstar, but you come back to St. Louis and it's like, oh no, you're not cool enough to open up for the People's Temple.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
or the Orwells.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, but they were great. They were super fucking fun.
I like fun.
Like there's just, it was just something different. And like I posted on Facebook that like I sometimes remember that punk rock, there's a whole world of punk rock out there that isn't a bunch of fucking shitty white dudes that look like they stepped into the machine with the fly with like an old fucking used oil filter.
Yeah, because boy,
there's a lot of fucking curmudgeon like fake male feminist dudes that, with like fucking
neck tats,
and they always they ride their fixies and their mopeds around because they got to be DUIs. They owe every person they've ever dated at least $1,000, you know. But they're like, but man, they're a fucking stand up dude, man.
Yeah.
You see them show up in Ferguson and throw shit at the cops and then run away when all the black people start getting maced and arrested. Man, that's real fucking punk rock. That's fucking pacing the stage, man. That's telling people like, well, maybe I'm fucked up because I went to your schools.
Like the only like real punk rock people that I still think are legit are like the most normal people that you'll ever see in real life, but then they get on stage and they're fucking demons. Like, there's this guy Nicholas and his wife who her day job is like making buttons, but then she's in this like fucking Riot Girl fucking kill everything punk band. I'm like, hell yeah. And like, yeah, I've hung out with you in your backyard, and like,
and you've got this big angry band. Like I've known lots of people like that, where like, they're very sweet, very like sincere.
Yeah, you would never see them.
And then they go on stage, and it's like they're like ripping pages out of a Betty Crocker book and saying God is gay. And
like all right, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Save that shit for the stage, you know.
But yeah, so. Otoboki Beaver is fucking great. I was the only photographer. Their set started, and I just realized, like, I don't know what the fuck to expect.
Right.
Excuse me. I didn't have time to really do as much research on the band as I wanted to. Like, I had known some stuff over the years from listening to them, but like, I usually like sit down, like I read some interviews,
you get the new record.
But like, my life's been fucking stupid crazy lately. But they were fucking amazing. The first 3 songs were really fucking short, so I was like busting my ass. Their tour manager, who's also their PR guy, was really adamant that like no cameras after the first 3 songs, which all of the photographers in Chicago apparently did not adhere to, because they've all got these amazing fucking photos from the crowd. But that's like St. Louis, man. Like if you're in a fucking B market like St. Louis, half of your time like doing research for something you're photographing that night is seeing like what the photographers in Chicago, Nashville, whatever, what they got to do. You see these amazing, beautiful fucking photos, and then you're like, I'm just gonna get red light.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have half of that.
Das Races was like that. The Firebird, where like I saw where they were playing at Chicago, they did like Lincoln Hall, amazing fucking photos.
Oh, it's a great room.
Amazing light.
Yeah.
And then St. Louis. I mean, it was the fucking room I was the house photographer of. Red light. Anyways, Otoboki Beaver, fucking amazing. It was like this weird blend of hyper punk, little bits of hardcore, and also like a little bit of J-pop in there. The main vocalist, she kind of looks like a upper middle class, like salaryman's wife, a little bit. Like she's got good skin because she doesn't go outside more than she needs to, kind of lady.
Right.
But like the guitar player is like a live wire. The drummer is like a little weird in a great way, and the bass player just like is stoic like the whole entire time. Like she's just like
stone faced. Yeah.
One of the problems with St. Louis crowds is we love to get drunk and fucking ruined the show. And it was one of those things where I realized I was off to the side because they're like being kind of playful. Like, oh no, shut up! And St. Louis is a beautiful town. No, let me talk. Shut up. Forest Park and all this stuff. And people kept yelling, and I realized like, oh, she's actually legitimately. This isn't the bit anymore. This isn't like the back and forth that this band does.
No,
as part of
she's literally saying, "Shut the
fuck up and let me talk." And I'm like, oh, these people have never been to a King Khan show. Because King Khan will call you every fucking dirty, like, oh, I bet you like fucking Ariel Pink, you fucking redneck. Like King Khan is one of the scariest motherfuckers you will ever see on a stage. If you told me, that King Khan once put a bag over someone's head and then pushed them into a bathtub and turned the hot water on and kept their head down there I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you think the King Khan was going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what amused me. I don't know if you remember this, but when TikTok started becoming a thing in the U.S., one of the most used sounds was "Love You So."
Yeah.
For whatever fucking reason, that was like a default sound. Was King Khan in the Shrines "Love You So"?
Or it's King Khan Barbecue Show.
Oh, it was Barbecue Show. Okay.
Yeah.
Every time I would see a video with that sound, I'm like, you guys know that
like this is a guy that hates technology.
A fucking crazy man. Yeah.
Absolutely fucking is like, oh yeah, because I would like put King Khan on like jobs I was working, like warehouse jobs, and like there'd always be like some dude being like, this shit reminds me of like fucking Stax Records, man, like Sam and Dave and shit. I'm like, actually, it's two Indian dudes from Canada. They're both like 6'7", and they will beat your ass. They could. I told one guy he would beat your ass.
Yeah, for saying that.
No. I told this guy one time, he was big, muscly dude. I'm like, this guy would beat your ass. He's like, I don't think so. I'm like, you don't. No.
Yeah.
Like your muscles are for show, man. You can't even lift shit. Like this dude would wipe your fucking ass on the floor. You've been to some shows where you're like, shut the even people in the crowd who are also shit-faced are going, shut the fuck. I mean, like, it was one of those things where like security guards are like, a fight's about to break out.
I thought a fucking fight was about to break out when I saw Tori Amos.
Yeah.
And there's people in the nosebleeds where I'm sitting. I'm like, this is the quiet part of a song off the end of Boys Pele. Shut the fuck up. This is putting your damage on the end of the record. She's doing a thing here, man. Just stop.
Been to a few shows like that. Unfortunately, I've been that person at a few shows too. It's not my fault that someone put Tim and Eric on the TV by the bar. And Jared Gorbell from the Honorary Title was apparently singing like the saddest song he ever wrote. And it's like the Cinco toilet urinal.
Oh no. It's like the timing.
The fucking bartender Kyle like
just
oh my god. They're
out.
like, no, because like I had like snuck in a bottle of some Schlafly Imperial Stout that I had aged for a couple years, and I was like, I don't have any better. This is gonna be a quiet show. I'll just bring this in, me and Kyle can get lit. And it'll be better than him not making any tips. And the fake shit just splattering all over the urinal and coming out of the funnel over the head. And like just fucking lost it. And Jared Gorbell like pauses his song and he's like, really guys, I know Tim and Eric's super funny, but this is like a really meaningful song to me. And I'm like, I've met Jared's a super sweet individual. It was like one of those things where like I actually like this guy. I don't necessarily care for his music, but I think he's a good dude. And I still feel bad, but like but we fucking lost it.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah, and
yeah.
And, come on, this guy used to pork Kelly Osbourne, and I had an insane crush on Kelly Osbourne when I was a teenager because I like loud women. I just upset this guy.
Yeah. You just have that like, oh no, what have I done?
Yeah, but anyways, the Okaboki Beaver was super fucking cool, and it was one of those shows where like you go on social media afterwards. And you realize like half the people you're friends with on Facebook were there, but you didn't fucking see any of them.
That's wild.
Anyways, that was a super fucking great show. Hopefully the write-up will be up soon.
Fantastic.
Most of my weekends is going to be writing and editing. I still haven't finished fucking Blonde Redhead because life's been so fucking crazy. I photographed Maddie Diaz last Thursday. She has played with a bunch of famous people, and I didn't realize she had been around for a minute, but apparently this is like her first time playing St. Louis in like 10 years or some shit.
Really?
I mean, I told her agent, like, hey, I think she's a really great songwriter. I don't know if I'm the guy to write about this, but I can make availability if you're looking for some ink. And he's like, that would be really great. And this guy's handed me some great stuff before, so like, fucking keep the good vibes going.
Sure.
Great set. She had like played a show in Chicago like the night before or something at Lincoln Hall. The real ego killer is you play Chicago, you play Nashville to a crazy show, and then you come to St. Louis and you play to 150 people. And I will give her big ups in that her and her drummer were acting like they were playing, fucking Knitting Factory and New York City, had really great interactions with the crowd. She didn't know what serving cunt meant.
Oh.
And so all of these like Zoomers are like trying to explain it to her, and she's like, oh, so that's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this and she's like, I don't know how playing this really sad song about my dad serving cunt, but I'll take it. and she's like, can we even say that word? We can say that word. It's acceptable.
We're taking it back.
We're taking it back. Maddie Diaz, it's not my thing, but I will admit that the first time I listened to her music, I'm like, am I gonna cry? I'm like, this shit fucking hurts, man. Like I just wanted to listen to a couple songs to figure out whether or not I wanted to like give some time to it, and now I'm just like, am I gonna be crying at work? Like this shit sucks, man. Like it hurts. It hurts. Like I put my hand to the fucking pain box from Doom.
Yeah.
But it's like it's just playing shit on Spotify off my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just wanted to know if this was good or not. I didn't want to have emotion.
What is happening here? Yeah.
Jesus Christ, these songs are fucking. It's like someone just hit you in the fucking chest with a bag of wheat.
Well, that's a good thing, I think, sometimes, depending on the artist. But yeah, I like a good...
These are some fucking emotional sucker punches. Like, damn, girl, you've been through it. Who hurt you?
Exactly, yeah. Sure.
And then she like told a story about like when the last time she was in St. Louis, she like got broken up with like via text at Lambert and was having like an ugly cry through the TSA and just like inconsolable. But she had her luggage in front of her and she's like waiting to board the plane. She is just going through it. And just like a guy comes up and he takes a piece of paper, he puts it on top of her luggage, and he makes eye contact with her. And he walks away. And she's like, what the fuck? And she takes up the piece of paper, and written on it is, this is not verbatim, this is how I remember it, is basically, whatever you're going through now, I know hurts a lot, but one day it won't, and that's important. And she's like, damn, I just got like some heavy shit from a random person
at the fucking airport.
At the St. Louis airport, which is one of the most depressing places I've ever been. Yeah, I think the only more depressing airport I've been to is Love Field in Texas.
Ooh, boy, yeah. I mean, every once in a while, O'Hare will hit you, but no, Love Field is fucking depressing.
I mean, DFW is not much, but DFW is like a capitalist hellscape.
Yeah.
But Love Field definitely feels like if you saw like a feral dog,
you wouldn't
like
be
in front of the TGIF Fridays, you'd be like, no, that tracks.
Yeah,
that's that's just Pedro.
Yeah. He's been here.
He's swimp.
Yeah. This is about the part of the show where we tell everybody where to find us online. Brian, if people want to tell you painful, soul-searching stories about being at the fucking Lambert Airport, where can they find you?
If you've ever won, hey, if you want to give me top at the free speech desk. That's free speech, right?
I think they count that. Yeah,
being neck has to be free speech.
I think they count that. Yeah, I would.
What if I'm wearing like a silk vestment?
There you go. See, now we go. There we go.
Listen, it's actually against my religion not to be getting dome. A Pastafarian.
I gotta make up a religion to where it's like, against my religion to not.
I'm a nexusist.
Hey, see, all right, now we got something going.
Yeah, neckism. We're all about good brain.
Yes. See, We got it. We'll work this out.
Come and receive your daily neck.
Oh, give us this day our daily load.
Our daily load. anyways, if you want to harass me on social media and tell me that no, you're wrong, King Kong could totally not whoop my ass, you can find me on most social media platforms either as iShotGuydebord, ISHOTGUYDBORD, or a music photographer. If you want to see some photos I've taken that I think a lot about, you can check my portfolio at assholemusicphotographer.com. And if you want to check out some photos with words, which is where the Maggie Diaz content that you're going to be craving like filthy little piggies, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be on amusicphotographer.com. I fucked it up almost for the fourth time, but I got it around. amusicphotographer.com. amusicphotographer.com. If you want to check out the last only good media website in shitty city St. Louis, the Arts STL. We've got shit on there. It's good. Jason.
Yes, sir.
Where can they tell you that the dick is real?
The dick is real. You can shoot me. You can shoot me. Now you can.
I
will shoot you.
I didn't even tell you about where we're at with the Sopranos.
I know.
I'm a sharpshooter. I'll shoot you in the meat of your thigh.
The fleshy part of
the fleshy
thigh.
part.
That's right. That's going to be a video crime. VIDEOCRIME. Most places, with the exception of Instagram and TikTok. There, I am Laser Goose CEO. That's laser with an S, because I know how to spell it. You can find me at various places doing voice work. My favorite, submitted for the approval of Midnight Pals, in fact, is the full title of the show, where I play a fictionalized version of Stephen King. We are writing our second season right now, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser. The second season of the Midnight Pals show does include a musical episode where I will be rapping in character as Stephen King. So that is midnightpals.simplecast.com.
My name is Steve, and I'm here to say...
Yeah, that's actually the first line of it. And you can find the show 48minutesdogsbarker.com.
Murderous trucks are coming your way.
Exactly. Shoot us an email, Jason at 48minutesdogsbarker.com, Brian with a Y at 48minutesdogsbarker.com. Give us a call. Send us a voicemail. Send us a text. Whatever you like. 314-246-9766. That's 314-AHOY POO.
And let us know which dog breeds you hate so much that makes you think you actually could be racist. Like not that you are, but like you.
If you were,
you quite literally might have that dog in you.
Do that thing. Also support the show. Patreon.com/48minutesdogs. If we are getting to our 10 patrons at the $10 level, a 90-minute commentary track on Garo Monster Home Delivery will be yours for the asking. We're nowhere near that.
We're so eager to try and get $100 to see something that will probably at least make one of us dry heave.
I think it's just the fact that we want to punish ourselves for some perceived sin that we have from a past life. I don't know.
The sin is that we've had Patreon for over a year.
And one guy, Pooh in the Lou, our stalwart companion, has been with us for a while. So we're looking to add a few more names to that list. And Kim, our
Dee's mom,
our number one supporter from day one, who has also sent us in the past the pee poo poo hats.
I sometimes wear that to the grocery store, and it makes people very upset.
As well it should. Well, that about does it for the show. My name's Jason. This is Brian. And as we always say at this time, namaste. Good luck. Eat the knife. Give mommy a good gut fucking. Don't forget to floss.
It's only gay if the balls touch.
And it's only gay if the balls touch. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.